Okay, so we're actually going to start this morning at the back of the mat with your feet hips width distance apart. And I always like to measure it out. Hips width distance. And then you'll take your hands and you're going to reach them back and thread them through. So it's one hand, opposite hand, and there's like a crisscross of your wrists. Yeah. So go like behind, like Reg, go behind, and then slide one hand and then the other. And bend your knees a lot. Amanda, take your feet closer. And if you need to scooch up, like we can move Meredith a tiny bit and you probably won't go into the flower. Yeah. Yeah. Bend your knees a lot, like make a shelf. So Maria, reach back with your hands and slide your hands through the space and grab opposite shins and then fold. And then see if you can let your head go. Laura, do it like this. Reach back. It's okay. Right hand, left hand.
I'm so tight.
Ready? Arms go back. Hand. This hand goes behind.
This?
Yep. And then the other. There you go. Bring your feet a little closer. Breathe. Let your head drop and your hips lift. Fold yourself down in half and move the weight into the balls of your feet. You got it. Meredith, you can even have your hands behind your head and do it like this. Yep. Perfect. Anything goes. So if having the hands clasped behind you doesn't feel good like that, you just fold. But the idea is to fold in half. Just fold in half. Bend your knees significantly. Let your hips lift really high and let the weight really roll forward. And it may not start to feel so wonderful the longer you hold it. Connect to your breath. Bend your knees more, Laura, and drop down. Yeah. And just let your arms drop then if it's having the hands bound. 2 more breaths. Let go of any binds that you have. Take your hands directly down to the ground and start to crawl out, like literally crawling yourself out to a down dog. Yeah, so you're crawling yourself out to a down dog. Yeah. Plug down. Lift your hips up really high. And I always like to glance at the hands and just check in and see that the hands are set up well. Index fingers are forward. They're not turning in. Yeah. Even if like you actually have to turn the index fingers out a little, it's very helpful. Bend behind your knees as much as you need because that's going to help you get more lift from your hips up off your shoulders. Perfect. And your knees may need to stay bent the entire practice, or you may be able to straighten them. Breathe your hips high up off your shoulders this morning and begin to feel your body. So you're creating a pretty fantastic shape. And if it begins to become a struggle at any point in your body, you always drop to your knees, you take a tabletop, you take a child's pose, and you reset because the practice is not about a struggle. It's about finding space. Roll forward to a plank from here. Stack yourself. So your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists are nice and aligned. And this is another one. You have to listen to your body. If being in a plank position doesn't feel great, we drop down to our knees and we support. Support is everything. So let's take the round out of the spine, bring the gaze forward just a tiny bit to the front edge of the mat. That's a good spot to look. And then breathe, plug down to create space. Your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger, your thighs contract, your waist lifts, your dristies on one spot, or maybe you feel kind of frantic and you're all over the place. That's okay. Take the time to arrive here. Inhale the breath. Exhale, hold. Stay with it. So all the distractions in life, just push them to the side right here. Look forward just a tiny bit, everybody. Perfect. Now bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga if you're taking them. Lead with your heart and chest for an up dog or baby cobra. Activate your legs, press firmly through your hands and your feet. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Roll forward plank position, stack your body nicely. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, or skip it. Upward facing slides you through, nice. Hips up and back, downward facing. Reg, if the sun starts to bother you, pull the mat over behind me and you won't be in the camera. You could go against the wall there if it bothers you, okay? One more time, roll forward plank position. Good, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga or hold. Pull yourself through a smooth up dog. So you wanna make sure you don't jam into your lower back, really important. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the towel or mat, walk your feet there. Just walk your feet there. Take your time. When you arrive, feet can be a little separated this morning. Come to the fingertips to prepare yourself, or hands can rest on your shins. Exhale, fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Good. See, I knew I was gonna be in the sun. You can even go sideways that way. So that's why I'm covered, because otherwise she'd be yelling at me on the camera. Slide the arms up. Some things never change, right? Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare, listen carefully. Exhale, fold again. Root to rise, come all the way up. These are kind of broken down A's. Hands come to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. So we're just gonna connect right here. Be right here in this moment. Arms reach up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare, or hands can just rest on your shins. Yes, exhale, fold in half. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. One more time, nice and smooth. Arms reach up, you can look up big trees. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare, pause. 2 big steps to get you back to plank. So step 1 and then 2. Halfway to a chaturanga, or you just hold plank if you're not taking push-ups today. Drag yourself to an up dog or skip the up dog if that's not for you. Nice, hips up and back, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Just allow yourself to be here. I know it's hard. Our routines are changing all the time. Everything's changing all the time, but it's changing for the better, okay? Look where you wanna go, step, step, or float your feet to the top of the mat. Long spine to prepare. Exhale, fold. Good, root to rise, come all the way up. Hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Good, again, reach your arms up, go big with your arms. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Plant your palms, step, step to plank. Yeah. Halfway to a chaturanga. Upward facing slides you through. Really press through your hands if you're taking the up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. More breath, more feeling. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. You don't ever have to hop in the practice either. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Ground, hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms, keep moving. Arms reach up, look up. Dive in half over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine, prepare. You can step, step. If you choose to float, you always land with bent elbows, just to remind you. Up dog, you got it. It's okay. Downward facing dog. We're getting the cobwebs out. That's what this is. And every time we get to our mats, we feel like we're 120 or so. So we have to work it out. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine prepares you. Exhale, folds you. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Reach up, go big. Dive again over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step, step, or float through a vinyasa. Up dog, anchor, press through your hands. Hips up and back, downward facing. Nice. Breath in, breath out. So either staying in a down dog if you're working on an injury or something, or roll forward to plank and hug your right knee to your navel. Yeah, so if it doesn't feel great in some body part, stay up higher and be more in a down dog. If you can work more in a plank, hug the right knee in. Yeah, you got it, Maria. I know this is your favorite thing. This screams your name. Arms are straight up and down, everybody. Just scoop out the belly. Look forward with your eyes. Step your right foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge and pause. Go ahead and drop your knee. Yeah, just drop it. Make sure the knee is on an angle. You're not jamming the knee into the mat. Good. So this is a psoas release. This is really important just to like walk in life. Come to your fingertips. You can always use blocks if you feel like it's a little bit of a torture. Breathe your chest through your body and just pause for a second. I like the back toes curled into the mat because it's going to activate the hamstring a little more. Slide your hands to the top of the knee. Apply a little pressure and start to work the hands like you're giving yourself a massage into the hip crease. Keep pressing your right hand firm and slide your left arm up. Slide the right hand all the way back into the hip crease. There you go. It's going to activate things a little bit more. I know it's sometimes hard when you look at me because I'm doing the opposite of you, but I'm doing the same side as you. Right arm reaches up. Look up a little with your eyes if you can. Yeah. Take the hands to a prayer at heart. You're going to just air twist a little to the right. So there's no hooking. You're just kind of air twisting and hovering. You're leaning forward about an inch and air twisting like this. Grip your right hip in strong. Yeah. And just look right. Just look right. Good. Pull around to center. Slide the arms back up towards the sky and see without too much hassle, you can engage the back leg and pop up to a crescent. If you get here and you say, all right, this doesn't feel great, then you just go back. Walk the right foot a little more towards Debbie to the right, and you're going to be in good shape. Good. Fix your eyes and breathe. Hand slide to prayer again. Lean forward an inch, air twist to the right. So you're not doing too much movement. You're working on the lower half of the body, gripping your right hip in strong, actively engaging your back left thigh, your kneecap, and keeping your weight a little forward. Less is more. Perfect. Watch that the back leg, Amanda, doesn't turn with you. To activate from your thigh bone. Good. Look down. If you can, left hand down, right arm open into an easy twist. I've been using a block. I'm placing on its highest setting here. Yeah. The right arm can reach up, or the hand can stay on the flat part of your back. Focus on the lower half of the body. The right hip doesn't wing out. Are you breathing to your cadence of your practice with your body, with your mind, or are you breathing ahead of pace? Stay with it. Weights in the standing heel. Yeah, back leg strong. Look to the floor, plank position and pause. If you've got a lot of energy and you want to take a push up and hold, go for it. If not, you just stay in a plank. You could always be in a down dog too. Re-straighten your arms, nice. Hug your left knee in to the center line. If you need to lift your hips a little higher, it's a good way to take it. Arms straight up and down. Scoop out your belly. Look forward, land your left foot all the way forward and through. Be on your fingertips. If you need blocks, you use them. Drop your back knee. Be on an angle with your back leg. That looks good. Yeah, perfect. Slide your hands to the top of your left knee. Pause for a second. So you want the feeling that the hips are moving forward, but you're getting a little like stretch to the front thigh, but not in the lower back. Keep pressing the left hand firm. Reach the right arm up. And then maybe work the hand, like kind of massage the thigh and press that thigh bone, that hip point all the way back. So work your hand, Maria, all the way back towards your hip. Yeah. Grip the hips in strong. Good. And then slide both arms up and look up a little with your eyes. Your drishti, your focus is really important here. Activate your legs, and then from here, start to work up. Ooh, it's always a killer. Activate and activate and activate more. Yeah. I didn't do the twist yet. We're just going to do it once. I got brain fog. Welcome to a new chapter. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Lean up just a little bit and turn to the left. Yeah. So you're air twisting here. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Nice, Kristen, perfect. I give our teachers a lot of credit for HYBird learning. Look down, right hand down, left arm open, easy twist. Use a block if you feel like you slam into your shoulder. Watch that the left leg doesn't wing out, the back leg is strong. Looks good. 2 arms straight up and down like a side plank. Yeah, and if something's funky with your neck this morning, you can't look up, just look sideways or you look down. You got it, Laura, perfect. Weight is in the heel, back leg is strong. Good, look down, place both hands to the floor, step to a plank. Hold plank or hold push-up pose, chaturanga. You pick. Slide yourself through a smooth up dog, activate your legs, hips up and back, downward facing. Look where you wanna go, step or float to the top. Long spine when you arrive, exhale, fold in half. Sit into chair. Chair pose, your arms can go straight up and down. I'm demonstrating it with the hands on the hips and kind of moving my weight down into the heels. Yeah. Anything goes. Everyone looks thrilled. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go. Chair pose, any way you want to take it, sit deep, chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare you, step or float through a vinyasa. You can also just step to a dog and pause. When you get ready, right foot lands, back heel stays lifted. We're taking crescent today. Yeah, crescent pose. High lunge. East Coast, it's high lunge. West Coast, it's crescent. Hands come down. Vinyasa or right to a dog. So you decide how many push-ups you want to take. And then left foot lands. High on the ball of the back foot. Crescent lunge. Watch the foot doesn't turn out. It's straight forward. Back down we go. Chaturanga or not. Upward facing pulls you through. It's a smooth operation. Downward facing. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine prepares you. Exhale folds you. Sit again, chair. Weight in your heels. Arms can be straight up if that feels good. That's the traditional way. I like to be untraditional. Sit a little deeper. Weight in your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Perfect. You're hiding from the sun. Chair. Sit deep. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Make it a smooth motion. Long spine prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. You can always go plank into an up dog and skip the push-up too. Down dog, right foot forward, back heel stays lifted, crescent, keep it moving. Nice work, back down we go. Vinyasa or not. Don't rush though, left foot forward, back heel lifted, crescent lunge. So you want to stabilize your abdominal muscles to come up, that's gonna help. Back down we go, chaturanga or right to a dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Be still. Look where you want to go. We'll take one more. Step or float to the top. Long spine prepares you. Exhale folds you. Sit again into a chair. Weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms and stand. Again, if you feel a little manic, it's okay. Just breathe through it. Sit again, chair. Weight in your heels. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine prepares you. Exhale, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward, be high on the ball of your back foot, crescent lunge. So you want to steer those hip points forward. Arms reach up big. Back down you go through a vinyasa or not. Nice and slow. Up dog, down dog. Left foot lands, back heel lifted, crescent lunge. Big enough, long enough, bold enough stance. Good. Back down we go through a vinyasa. Let's all meet in a downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths and just settle yourself. Good. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge, come on up. Yeah. Hands come to prayer. Pray for yourself a little. Inhale the breath, lean out, and then this time you can hook or air hook if you don't want to hook. This is one thing that bothers. The twisting can sometimes irritate your spine. So if you feel like if you get in there and it gets a little hairy, back out. But if you can get in there and twist, that looks great. Go for it. The activation of your back left leg is super important. So squeeze the muscles around the back kneecap and ride out the exhale breath so your body weight moves a little bit more forward. And I'll tell you a trick. Rather than looking back, look sideways or look up. Because when you look back, your spine rounds. Yeah, and we're trying to take the round out of our spine in this pose, ideally. Nice, Sarah. More breath. So less angry thoughts and more like peaceful, calming, like it's a beautiful day. Right, I can do this posture. Grip the hip in strong. Things start to get a little tough, I know. Stay for a little longer. Our Zoomers are hanging tight. Look down, place both hands to the floor and pause. Spring your left foot forward to meet your right. If you like taking chair with your feet apart, do that. If not, walk them together. Sit deep into this version of chair. Slide your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. You're going to go the same direction. So same thing goes. If hooking the elbow in doesn't feel great, you just air twist. Watch the 2 knees stay together. So you're going to go to the right, same direction we just went. Or whatever, yeah, same direction, same direction. We'll stay consistent today. We're not consistent. Open up your arms if you want more, but watch the left side of the body. It likes to wing forward. Weight stays in your heels. Weight is in the heels, spine is long, crown of the head is moving forward, and you're twisting from above your belly button. Keep the shape of your legs, pull around to a chair. You press up to stand up, hug your right knee in. So it gets a little hairy. Hug the right knee in towards the navel and give it a squeeze. You're standing on your left leg, everybody. Your right leg is in towards your chest. Pause here. Flex the foot strong. Right hand's gonna stay on the front of the right knee. Left arm's gonna extend up. If you have the range of motion to grab your big toe this morning, do that. I'm gonna stay with this. Debbie's most likely gonna extend the leg forward. That's fine. Everyone is gonna go someplace different. Okay, so watch the right hip that it doesn't go out because we're just gonna do this and then we're gonna take the twist in a second. So the leg is moving directly forward, bent or straight. Left arm is anchoring up, left quadricep is engaged. And the energetic like pose of this posture here is to really reach the left side of the body. Keep the leg as it is and just switch the grip. So you're twisting that same direction we just went to the right. So right hand reaches back, left hand grabs the outside of the thigh or the outside of the foot. The goal is to stand up really tall. Flex the foot more. You got it. Pull around to center, straighten out the arms, straighten out the leg if you can. Lift from the deep belly muscles. Even if the leg's down like this, that's success. Slide back through a warrior 3 and step crescent lunge left side. I'm almost off the mat. If you need to reset, take a second. Yeah, hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow and twist, or as you like I'm showing here, I'm staying upright and air twisting. Yeah, drop your back knee if you're like, oh, this isn't for me today. Drop down. This is how I've been doing it too. Just upright and really working on a strong shape of the legs. Keeping the hip points squared. Looks good. Ride out the exhale breath. Nice, Sarah. So you want to point that top elbow up towards the sky or open up your arms. Yeah. Nice. And then hip of the left hip, grip it in super strong and squeeze those inner thighs really, really tight. Lean back a little bit, look up. You got it. 2 more. Look down, take both hands to the floor, pause. Spring your right foot forward to meet your left. Walk your feet together if you care for that version. Sit deep into a chair. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and take it the other direction or stay upright. And work on the lower half of the body and really keeping a strong structure. Watch that the right knee does not slide past the left. That's the most challenging part, to keep the alignment there. Weight back more. If you're opening up the arms, go for it. You got to get in there, more breath, more feeling. Stay with it. Strong legs, chair pose. You got this. Shoot up to stand up, draw the left knee in, grab below the kneecap and pause. Testing our balance and our focus. And there's no judgment with it. Moving on if you feel you can. Grab the big toe. Yeah, hand on hip, slide the arm up. So regardless of how deep you're going in this pose, zip up the right thigh bone, super strong. Yeah. Stay with it. If you're kicking the leg out, kick through the base of the foot. Lengthen the tailbone down. Breathe a little more. Yeah, switch the grip. Go the other direction. Hand can just be on the outside of the thigh. You may find that if you have the leg forward, it may not work as much. Hand could also be on the flat part of the back. You got it, Amanda. Just reach the outer thigh and then reach the left arm back and you start to look a little to the left. Flex the foot, it's going to activate the core. Draw the waist up more. 2 more. Pull around to center, arm up, arms up. We got 2 of them. Leg up, straighten it if you can. You got it. Lower the feet to the floor, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms and stand tall. Sweep the arms out and up, look up, dive over bent knees forward fold. You got to clear it out. Long spine to prepare you. Exhale, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog moves you. Hips up and back, downward facing. Bring the feet together, lean onto the left hand for a Vashisthasana side plank. Side plank. Good. Forearm can be down. Feet can be stacked. Bottom knee can be down. Top arm can reach up. Top arm can reach straight up or up and over. I'm showing a floating side plank. Yeah. Lift a little higher from your bottom hip and that top hip's gonna go a little higher. Nice, really good alignment, Reggie. Nice, Sarah. Solid poses, everyone. Look down, right to the other side. Yeah, so the bottom hand has to move just like an inch forward and you're either dropping the knee or you're finding a version that works. Kristen will remind you of what we're doing here. We're floating our side plank. Lift from that bottom hip. Zip up the lower belly. Awesome. Don't give up. Plank position, pause. Chaturanga, pause. Up dog, pause. Back to a chaturanga if you want to. Plank position, hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. We're yet to be here. So take a second to work it out. So just reminding you, warrior one, your back foot is almost completely turned forward. Yeah, and you're bending deep into your front thigh. Your whole torso, Laura, needs to steer towards me. So that's an indication that your back toes probably have to go in a little more, and then reach your arms up. Outer blade of your back left foot presses firm. You got it. Getting a little sweaty. It's nice. Breathe. All right, we're going to test our balance a little this morning. Why not? Drop your arms down alongside your body. Now they can stay here. This is going to help with balance. Hands can always come to prayer. You're going to lean forward and float through a warrior three. You must bend into the standing leg. If you need blocks, you just slide them underneath your shoulders and you use that as balance. Good. Turn the left thigh down and flex the toes. You got it. Lift your chest a little higher than everything else. That's going to help you out. And look to the floor. Right hand's going to come down. It's going to offshoot the right baby toe a little. Start to open into a half moon. Testing our balance here. So if you fall out, it's okay. You try again. So surfaces change that we practice on. Good. Lift from the top, inner thigh. And if you lose it 100 times, you try it again 100 times. It's okay. Grip your right hip in strong and feel the sides of your body really long. This guy's good. This song is really good, yeah. I have it, and I'll tell you after. Top hip open. If you fall out, come back. Still in a half moon. Okay, top leg, Tracy. Move it towards the yard. You got it. 2 more breaths. Good. Wherever you are in this, look down. Focus on your right foot. Keep it there. Giant step back. Try not to make it a sloppy warrior two. Or make it a sloppy warrior two, and then take a second and reset. I'll face you. Pretty big step in warrior two. Inner right thigh rolls open, chest nice and open. Look towards your back arm, everybody. Yeah, that just straightened everybody out. Now keep all that and find neutral with your gaze, or maybe look forward if that's what you prefer. Lengthen the tailbone and drop down. Inner right thigh opens. Close your eyes and hold. 5 breaths. Stay with it. Just the feeling. It doesn't last forever. Blink your eyes open. Enjoy the moment. Rest your arm on thigh, or moving further, hand to the inside, actually today, or outside, whatever you like. So you can go block, you can go arm on thigh, you can go high with your block. Yeah, left arm can reach up. You can half bind. Yeah. Perfect. So there's a little bit of like a leaning back feeling. You can get in there and grip your right hip in strong. Crown of the head is moving forward. Your top arm can always also be on your hip. Yeah. Then deeper, Amanda, into your front thigh. I know you've got it. Stay with it. Right hip wants to wiggle out, so grip it underneath you. Turn your bottom ribs and anchor more. Strong sensation, breathe. Warrior two, come on up. Gotcha. Circle to the floor, vinyasa, thank gosh. Move all the stale energy out. Up dog, should feel good. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Yeah. So back toes, Laura, all the way towards me. Yeah. And then a little wider in positioning in your feet. Good. Right ribs turn. Outer blade of back foot grounds. And you've got pretty solid alignment, everybody. Arms drop down, pause. Lean forward a little bit. Back heel will pop up and then you launch nice and slow. You could reach for blocks, bend your left leg as much as you need to. Steer your hips down, lift your torso a little higher, keep your neck nice and neutral. You're kind of flying through space here. Flex the foot strong. Yeah. Eyes start to look slowly to the ground. If the hands aren't in prayer already, you can bring them there. And then reach out for a block. Left hand comes down off the edge of the baby toe. Start to open up into a half moon. The hardest part here for most of us is keeping that foot straight forward, that balancing foot, and gripping the hip in strong. Your right hand can stay on your hip. It can grow with the posture up. Lift from the inner thigh. And the wiggling and the wobbling and the unsteady, it just comes with the territory. We got to work it out here. It's the best place to do it. So if you fall out, you just reset and you try again. Nice and easy. It's all a mindset. A few more breaths. Focus strongly on your left leg, okay? Keep the foot forward. Giant step back, warrior two. Take a second to kind of find it. If your feet are all over the place, rearrange. So your front left foot and your back right arch are in the same genre of space. Good, arms go nice and wide. Okay, so now everyone look towards the right arm. Yes, and then with that, you get this like energy that pulls you out of your front leg a little. And then find a drishti that works. Lengthen the tailbone down. Open up the inner thigh so you get this openness of the hip. Play with the arms. Palms can face up. Palms can face down. Yeah. It feels good like that, I think. Close your eyes and just breathe here. 5 breaths. This is off of his new album, Bruce. It's a good one. More power from your breath and your body. Less thinking about what's happening. Right. Stay strong in your legs. Rest your arm to start with on the top of the thigh. It's always good to check in with each side. And then if you want to carry on further, block can go to the instep. Right arm can reach up. Top arm can bind if that's what you did on the other side. Yeah, and if your arm is just resting on your thigh, your shoulder is super soft. Good, Sarah. Grip the hip in strong. And then the bottom ribs turn as you twist open. And then something happens as we start to hold the pose. We become undone. It's pretty neat. Stay with it. Back leg strong. Get a little heavier in the front thigh. Two more. Strong legs, strong legs. Warrior two. Before we move on, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten out your left leg. Pivot the left toes in. Pause for a second. So if you only have one block, just bring it with you. Take it to the back of the mat. Turn your right foot out from your right hip. Turn your left toes in and open up your arms. So you're not pivoted your whole torso. Your body's still open towards the fat edge of your mat. And then just pivot from here into triangle. Make sure the right foot is completely forward. Yeah. Perfect. And I like teaching it this way because a lot of times our triangles are so independently designed. Everyone's bodies are different. So you can really find the space that feels the best for your body. Nice. So if you're hanging out in triangle and you're like, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of hanging out, like I could do something else. Reach your arms behind you and clasp the hands loosely. Yeah, and practice kind of like a loose bind and turning your bottom ribs, and then you look over your left shoulder. You may need to soften your right knee a little, so bend your front right leg a little bit and anchor your back leg. You got it. Perfect. Right hand down, left arm up. From your top arm and your top leg, pull yourself up. Take your hands to your hips for a moment. Pick up your right toes, kind of kick your block if you only have one to the other side. From your hip, turn your left foot out. Your back foot turns in. Open up your arms and pause. Yeah. Legs are straight, arms are straight. And then you start to pivot, triangle this side. Yeah. And you take a second to just feel your body as it arrives. Beautiful. And then if you want to add the little funky arm thing in, your arms kind of reach back, definitely bend behind your front knee to do it. And then clasp the hands and you start to turn your ribs and look up. Yeah, so it's kind of like a bound triangle here. Funky bound triangle. Yeah, back leg is strong. Left hand down, right arm opens. Regular trico. Look to the floor, circle it down, and step through a vinyasa or a dog to regroup. Upward facing, anchor your legs strong. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine to prepare you. Exhale, fold you. Hands to your hips, press yourself all the way up. Separate your feet, hips width distance. Have your block at the top. Slide your left leg back about 3 feet roughly. Yeah, right hand stays on your hip, left arm extends up. So really controlled triangle, twisting triangle pose. We did all the prep to get here. Right hand kind of moves the hip back, come halfway down and pause. Feel like someone's got you from behind and they're pulling your hips back. That's the feeling you want. I stay here a lot. This is like, I'm good. Yeah. If you want to go further, hand can come down. You could slide your hand to the flat part of your back. But another one, soften behind your right knee. You're going to find a little bit more. Reggie, take your hand to your shin. Do it that way, because that's going to work the lower half of your body. And then it's a strong steering. You're doing the wrong leg? No, you're doing the right leg. The right leg is forward. Yeah, you're right. You're spot on. Laura's doing the wrong leg. Tracy's doing the wrong leg. It doesn't matter. Do a leg. Any leg. If you're joining us from afar, any leg. The other side of 24, anywhere where you are. Yeah. Twist open. You could be near, you could be far. Just find a twist. Yeah, you got it. Grip the hips in, twist open a little more. Good. Look down, place both hands to the floor and pause. Fold over your right leg. So which other leg is back? Yeah, I want you to slide that arm forward. So if your left leg is back, reach your right arm forward and slide your right arm back. So whatever leg is behind you, so in my case, it's the left. My left arm reaches like a claw out in front of me, and my right arm is reaching back like a claw behind me. And then I'm folding myself in half. Yes, perfect. And then really focus on the steering of your legs. Yeah. This arm's forward, this arm's back. You're steering your hips and you're folding. 2 more breaths. Something shifts in the pose when you take it like this. Yeah. Walk both hands directly underneath the shoulders and spring your left foot forward. Hands to your hips. Pull yourself up and pause. Whatever leg you didn't do, you're going to step the opposite leg back, okay? Not a big deal. Hands to your hips. Whatever leg's in front, the opposite arm goes up. Inhale the breath, steer the hips, come halfway down, pause. Decide if you need more. The front knee always has a little bend. Come the rest of the way down. Hand can be on your shin or a block. Yeah, hand on the flat part of your back. Perfect. And then twist open. You're right. Perfect. So right hand down, Sarah. Yeah, you got it. It's like a game of Twister. Activate through your legs. Yeah. We'd all be so bad at Twister. Yes, twist a little more. Steer the hips back a little more. Squeeze the muscles around the back leg. Look down, take both hands down and pause. Okay, so whatever leg is behind you, that arm is going forward. Whatever leg is in front of you, the opposite arm, so my left arm is reaching back like a claw, and then I'm gonna be really maneuver from my hips, lifting that left hip up and folding. See if you can straighten the legs, walk your feet lower in a little bit more, and you're gonna find a little bit more success. Let the head go. Yeah. Look forward, place both hands down to the ground. Step to a dog. Good, move through a vinyasa if you care to. Hips up and back, down dog. So 1 minute to do some sort of inversion. And I know we're on a deck and sometimes it could be a little, I don't know if I'm gonna invert here. An inversion can be a forearm stand. It can be a dolphin pose. That's basically going into a down dog on your forearms. It could be staying in a down dog and just holding that. It could also be separating your legs and folding down the center, such as I'm showing here. And then I would need to walk my feet in a little closer. Yep, so some sort of version. It could be a shoulder stand. It could be a supported shoulder stand. Just committing to something. Perfect. Yeah, wide straddle's great. You could just go wide with your legs. Grab opposite elbows, Laura, and fold like this. Last 10 seconds. If you're down the center like me, hands to your hips, come halfway up, come the rest of the way up. If you're down closer to the floor, go to a child's pose. If you're on your back, you'll bend your legs in half, take your feet to the floor. Yeah, remove any objects out. And just regroup for a second. Maybe a down dog, maybe a child's pose. Yeah, one last time here. Maybe an up dog. Downward facing dog, here we go. Slide your right knee forward for a half pigeon. Come forward here and fold. You're like, yes, I'm getting closer to the end. Indication I will survive. Yeah. It's what I decide to come up with from now to the end. Right, and fold. Let yourself just melt in this right side half pigeon. Like, don't think about what's coming next. So hard. Through a down dog, just switch sides, stay in your yoga trance. Through a down dog, just switch sides. Left leg feet forward, half pigeon. And this side could feel better, could feel worse. You may not feel a difference. That's okay. Sarah, how's this with the knees? Okay, okay. That's your piriformis, yeah. A little longer. Good. Use the strength of your body. Slowly come up. Lean onto the left side. Swing the right leg around. Move the block with you. You'll probably need it in a moment. Lay down on the floor. So I've been doing here is placing something under my head. And sometimes that helps. Anchor the feet like you're setting up for bridge, but we're not going there yet. Okay, so you're going to anchor the feet, reach your arms forward, and you're going to pull your torso up, but keep your neck long. Yes. So you're kind of making a C curve. Keep reaching your arms forward. And then lift your legs on an angle that works. If this is not great for lower back, the legs could be straight up and down. Okay? Keep scooping out your belly. Keep looking towards the sky. Rebend the legs. Take your feet flat. Lift higher with in deep in your belly. Your feet stay down. Exhale the breath. Let it go. All right, here we go. Pull yourself up. Scoop out your belly. Lift your legs on an angle. Anything that works for you. Rebend the legs, take the feet flat, lift higher, deep within your belly. Exhale the breath, let it go. You're not working from your neck, you're working from your core. Pull yourself up, your gaze, your drishti stays up. Your legs lift on an angle that works for you. You're gonna lower the heels, maybe tap them, or just go a little. Lift them back up on an angle. Rebend, take the feet flat, lift higher, let it go. Pull yourself up, stay with me. Lift your legs on an angle that works. Lower your legs 1 inch or all the way to tap. Lift them back up on an angle. Rebend the legs. Lift higher. Let it go. One more. Here we go. Pull yourself up. Breathe. Lift your legs on an angle. Lower them on any degree that works. Lift them back up. Slow it down. Rebend the legs. Lift higher. Exhale that and let it go. Lift the tailbone up, slide a block or your arms underneath for supported bridge or regular bridge pose. Yes, feet anchor forward. Bridge, supported bridge. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So the block in between your feet is a great way to indicate that your feet aren't going super wide. You could robot the arms. Yeah. If the block's underneath your lower back, yeah, you can clasp your hands around the block. Lift up a second. It's a sad block. There you go. Good. Stay here or moving on. Flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest for full wheel. Yeah, and if full wheel isn't in your practice, you just stay here in a bridge, a supported bridge. Don't get any peer pressure from full wheel. You either feel that you can take it on or you don't. Steer your feet forward, lift your hips super high. Breathe from your tailbone to the back of your knees. Exhale the breath when you're ready. If you're ready, you can come on down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more. So if you're on a block and you think you can move the block up a little higher, go ahead and do that. Yeah. Inhale the breath, flip your palms, chin to chest, giant breath in. Exhale the breath, lift up. Good, Maria. Bring your feet a little closer together, but split your knees apart an inch. There you go. Lift a little higher. Nice work, Amy. Really beautiful poses. Exhale your breath. When you're ready, you start to come down. Move any objects out of the way. Give your knees a giant squeeze in towards your chest. Good. And if you have a block, actually, before we do that, grab for a happy baby real quick. Just split your feet apart and take happy baby. Yeah, it just feels good. Feel your lower back kind of spread across the ground. And then I like this. Bring your knees together, and if you can, take your block in between your thighs. Yeah, the long direction. Inhale your breath, lift your hips a little to the left and drop your knees to the right. And have your hands behind your head if you can. Yeah, it's a supine twist with 2 knees together. You got it. Perfect. Use your core muscles to roll yourself up. Yes. Lift your hips a little up and then over, and then drop your knees the other direction. Yeah, and if you can have your shoulder blades down, it's just going to give you more of an even stretch. Come up through center. Place the block next to you. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a giant squeeze. And set yourself up for Shavasana. Most of us just came for Shavasana. So set yourself up now. Put something over your face if the sun has gotten to you. Exhale your breath. And just let go. Take a big breath in. Take a full, complete exhale breath out. Inhale full. Exhale it out. Bring your arms slowly up over the top of the head. Move with control in your body. Don't fly off the mat. Hug your knees to your chest. Give them a giant squeeze in. And move with ease as you seat yourself up to a seated position. You come up kind of full circle. Yeah. Sit up really tall. What I always call like our newfound bodies after this practice. So sometimes you feel like you do a lot. Sometimes you feel like you back out. Sometimes you add in. It doesn't matter. You moved. Be grateful. Let the shoulders draw down the back. But like bottle up this feeling. Just feeling complete. Bring the hands to prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Gratitude always. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you for those that joined us from afar, even if it's on the other side of 24. Next time you'll come with us.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I'll see you
Julie.
soon. You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Bye.